Minecraft has announced that they are going to be giving away another cape. This time, however, we're going to need to do community quests in order to unlock it. The first of these quests is to summon 75 million copper golems. Now, 75 million doesn't sound like a large number until you put it into perspective. This is 75 copper golems. This is 750 copper golems. This is 7,500 copper golems. This is 75,000 copper golems. This is 750,000 copper golems. This is roughly 7.5 million copper golems. And this is 75 million copper golems. It's just a little bit laggy. Surely that won't be a reoccurring theme through this video. Bloop. Now, that is a lot of copper golems. In fact, that's way too many to ever possibly imagine having on one instance of Minecraft. However, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna summon 75 million copper golems. Not with a command block, not with a spawn egg, but with the normal spawning method. This can't possibly get out of hand. If you weren't aware, you can summon a golem with the use of a dispenser, and you don't actually have to manually place the pumpkin. We have the carved pumpkin in the dispenser, and if we press this button, it summons a copper golem. The first thing I had to check is that if Bedrock would count this as the player summoning the copper golem. As far as I'm aware, they get the information for these challenges through Bedrock Edition. And if I were to get the achievement for summoning an iron golem by using a dispenser, that would mean that it counts as a player summon. Please give me the achievement. Are we serious? Create an iron golem. It just says locked. Are you serious? That didn't count? That's really lame. And honestly, it may or may not. I'm actually not sure. Presumably, because the achievement didn't count for the iron golem, I would say that it doesn't, but maybe. The thing is, on Java Edition, this does count. So if hypothetically they do have this statistical data on Java Edition, they will see that these are summoned by players. With something like this, we've summoned a ton of copper golems, and all of these are counted as summoned by the player. Now, this is only 6 copper golems, barely even anything in the vast amount that is 75 million. But if we scale this to an extreme and do some magic with commands and some other things in order to keep the entity amount down, technically, I could get away with summoning 75 million copper golems. And the first part of it is going to be automation. So this setup that we used before now has chests in the place of where the blocks were. Obviously, if we try to flick this again, it's not going to be able to summon anything. That's where our good old friend, the command block, comes in. If I do a /fill in this area, and if I put this into the command block, it will then fill that area with a copper block. If we add a slight delay onto this, now every time that we use these dispensers, it replaces them with blocks, meaning the next time around, it can be used. Just like that, we summoned like 24 copper golems. 27 to be exact. Actually, that doesn't make sense. I think there were a few up there. But the problem is you can see that quickly it gets out of hand. That's where a second command block comes in, and we kill all the copper golems. We'd have to have one that also cleans up the items, but then we also need a way to track the copper golems. If I kill them all, we won't actually know how many I've summoned. Originally, I was thinking that before we kill the copper golems, we summon a block or an item that we can use to measure the amount next to them and then kill them. This block would be equivalent to 1 copper golem then. But I think managing this many items would probably get out of hand way too quickly. Remember, we're dealing with this many items. Hopper speed would never catch up with this, and I really don't want to spend a week on this video. But if we were to build enough dispensers in order to fill up a chest or a shulker box perhaps and have it equivalent, something like this where we have a full shulker box of golems, we would need 1,728 dispensers. We're probably going to end up making more of them. But if we work in a multiple of a shulker box, we can basically summon one of these for every time it's flicked. And this is equivalent to a single block's worth, which in this case is actually a pretty darn large amount. If you use the data get command, you can look inside of the item and get the ID for all the information. Basically, we're going to copy all of this and summon it with a command block. All of this right here is just for a single slot. If I summon it, you will see that this has 1 stack of copper golem items in it. I'm going to have to edit this in a notepad because it's going to take forever. And just like that, hopefully that's enough. I missed one. Now we're good. And if we summon 1,728 copper golems, this one item represents all of that. That will totally streamline this process. We should even make it orange. It'll be fancy. Something like this. That's beautiful. But we also need to consider the pumpkins. If we use the data get command again, this time for the block, we can see what it has in its inventory. And with the information that's in here and also the facing command, we can actually set a block to whatever we want with whatever amount of items in it. That means we could use a command to fill in an area with dispensers that has all of the carved pumpkins in it already. And a fill command with this dispenser means that we can fill a large area in at once. Hopefully being able to scale this up enough that this many can be summoned in one lever flick. Or in the case of what I'm about to do, probably 27 times this. So I guess let's do it. So with this command block, I can summon a bunch of copper blocks. Then with this one, I can do the dispensers. Oh, excuse you. This is where you're gonna live now? All right, sure. Same thing goes for here. I can do this, and I can do this. And now we have 128 setups. With these 4, we simply have another 128, 256, and it can keep going forever and ever. This is already so many that I have, like, concerns for my computer's performance. So we'll find out. But we need more than this. Assuming that we're gonna stick with this many copper golems in a single go, and every one of these is 64 long, that means that we need 27 rows of this to equal one whole shulker box. This is only 15. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 22, 23, 5, 6, 7. Okay, I'm sorry. So this is 1,728 copper golems. I'm thinking we fill up these rows with redstone so that I can activate all of it. We take this command block, I can use it for something. Something like this. And then I need to figure out a way to run this redstone all the way across to activate all of this without looping around and without breaking anything. My thought process for this is running another line above this that has a repeater in it that then powers this state so that I can actually keep running more off of it, if that makes sense. Jesus Christ. Oh my God, there's so many of them. Jesus. Yeah, no, I was definitely overthinking this redstone. I don't know why. I wasn't sure how these two were going to get powered, but if I would have just placed redstone on top of those ones, it would also power this block. My brain does weird things, and sometimes I just completely miss the obvious. This command block right here is going to replace all of the copper chests in the system with the copper blocks so that we can reuse it. Oh my God. This looks great. I'm doing my part. Honestly, I wouldn't be offended making this always active. So this should always be filling that, meaning that if I do this... Oh, this is gonna be a nightmare. Oh my God. I'm gonna take this command block. We can use that as a base. Change this to redstone wire. And then I guess I'll do this part manually. I'm realizing that this is gonna get really laggy because every time I place one, it's gonna summon more. Oh, great heavens. Oh my God. Oh my God. They really want this one copper chest. It might be time to call them. It might be time to call them. That was already over a chest's worth. Look at all the copper. Oh, no. Now it's time for the big test. Fingers crossed. I said fingers crossed. What? Oh, I see the issue. My bad. Honest mistake. If I flick this... Okay, missed the first two. I gotta fix that. But Jesus! Okay, wait. Now... That should be 1,728. 1,698. How am I missing few? Am I just missing the ends? No. Oh my God. It's raining copper golems. You know what? I've just got to try something. I just got to try something. I just got to do it. I just got to see what it's like, you know? Oh my God. This is insane. Oh my Lord. 1,699. How is this happening? Well, I mean, since we have this extra row anyway, we might as well just do extra. So like what I'm thinking is we just do this. Now, no matter how many times I flick this, it should always be more than 1,728. Yeah, and then we'll just round down because we're at that scale that it doesn't matter. Theoretically, this should push me back and forth. I'm scared to see how fast that is. Okay, we'll hook that up last. Every time that this goes off, we also need to run a signal off of it that will kill the copper golems and teleport them into an area because I think it'd be funny. So if I were to actually summon them real quick, and then we were to step on that pressure plate at the same time. Oh my God! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! 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 Oh my God! They're everywhere! They're literally everywhere! They're across the world! Oh my God! No, this is so funny! Oh my God! Oh, this is great! Jesus! Theoretically, if I teleport him in there. Oh, the delay! Oh my God! They're rising out! I wish that statistic counted. I could be doing something interesting. What if I sit here with Sweeping Edge? No, I'm doing that. I'm doing it. I don't even care. Oh my god. So if I check my statistics now, you've killed 3,400 copper golems. Oh, wait, this is great. I still need to be the one to activate this in order for it to count as me summoning it, as far as I'm aware. If I stand right there, that is not in. What if I'm on a slab? Yes. So if this periodically flashes, I think that works. And just to verify this, if I step through here, hired help, I got it. Okay, so yes, this does count as me doing it. That's crazy. With that being said, I think the only thing left to do is to AFK. Quickly, here's a side tangent. When there's a certain amount of mobs in an area, 24 of them to be exact, anything beyond that amount causes them to start taking damage. You can see as they start to get pushed into each other here, they start to take damage and die. This can be bypassed by using any type of vine or climbable surface. You can have as many in here as you like, and they will never, ever die. Well, until you hit them, obviously. This works with the other types of vines, including this one and this one, as well as ladders. And there might be something else I'm missing. I actually don't remember. But the reason I'm bringing this up is because this is actually an important way to stop lag. When they're all standing here like this, they're colliding with one another, and their movement has to be predicted. But if you put the vine in there, they no longer collide with one another. You can see that this is like relatively harmless, having this many copper golems just in front of me while they're in a vine, just because they're not colliding. Still laggy, but you know, it makes a difference. And you're about to see that here. I'm sorry, I just have to open this one more time. Wow, yet the lag difference. This is all because they're actually colliding with one another. That was a bad idea. It's just the way they fly out and hit the wall. That should get way faster, way quicker. There we go. Jeez. Yeah, look, that's insane. That's gonna be like 3,000 mobs, 3,800 mobs. And that's like actually somewhat reasonable. You know, that means I could double this. You know, I could do that. Wait, how do I do this? Oh, that's how. Okay. Right here. Oh god, this is such a bad idea. Yep, yeah, it works. Oh my god. That should be 3,000 entities, yes. How many have we killed? Oh, we went up 40,000. I think this is it. I just got AFK now. Okay, I've set a scoreboard on the side with text that says things. I've tested to make sure it works. It's not aligned with our actual statistic number, which is 110,000, but I think that's fine. This is like meaningless in the grand scheme of things. And I'm going to sit here and AFK this. All 75 million of them. I actually don't know how long this will take. So, you know, this is the problem with big numbers. 100,000 is a lot. 75 million is exponentially larger. Well, you know, it's been like 20 minutes. The problem with this system is that it relies on the time to teleport and the game being slowed down by just the sheer amount of copper golems. You can see that a bunch of them didn't even get teleported there. Also, while doing this, I had to break a repeater because it was starting to lag that bad. So I think we have to go back to our original solution. As long as I still summon the copper golems, they've existed in the world, and then I can just kill them. And if I do this, it should be the second they spawn, they die. And I'm thinking that as long as we do this, and every time that this fires, it's gonna summon one of these. So we need around 800 double chests full of these shulker boxes to represent 75 million copper golems. This is about 1,100. I'm just gonna say fill this whole thing up because I don't care. There's the hoppers. This is so dumb. We're gonna take this, which is the shulker box spawner. If I summon this, it should spawn in there, and it should go all the way down to this chest. It's in there. So then we'll attach this to every time we flick this back and forth, essentially. But now this command block being attached to the side here, 2 of them one for each layer. If I step on this, it's going to kill all the copper golems, and then 2 shulker boxes should be in this chest. Yes. Okay. This is much faster than killing them manually. Think about it. Every time I cross this middle pressure plate, that's 3,000 copper golems killed. I guess now just time to do this forever. Oh, wait, one more thing. Because this is 1,728, it means I need 3,456. Is that right? Oh my god, I did that off the top of my head. I'm also going to scoreboard, player, add Zaroshii, kills, and then 3,456. So every time this goes off, it does add the amount. The only thing left to do is to sit here and time-lapse it. Yeah, unfortunately not. At this point, I was still running into a lot of slowdown. The game was stopping, redstone was stalling, and the game was running overall at about half speed. So I had to come up with another solution. It has been an hour, which means it's 7.1 million plus the million we already had. It would take about 12 hours to finish this entire thing. We somehow need to bump up the scale without ruining my frame rate. What if I just don't teleport them anywhere near me? Wait, that may have been the solution. Now listen, there might be 30,000 copper golems in a chunk somewhere thousands of blocks away. Okay, wait, that's gonna make like the world completely unlivable. But if I flick this now, they spawn in, and that initial lag is only so bad. If I get in here, it's really not that bad. We're back in business. We were not back in business. I think what I've done is bad. Oh, I think what I've done is very bad. Oh no. Oh no, what have I done? Yeah, I'm gonna say that teleporting them wasn't a good idea. Something tells me that didn't work. Well, I guess this is it. This is the only solution then. If I want to do this, I have to do it like this. When I started this video, I thought this would be a simple task. I was very, very wrong. Nearly 12 hours of AFKing and summoning copper golems, and I finally did it. And that's it. You know, I overshot it just a little bit. It's 9 o'clock in the morning. Yeah. I am curious if this filled up, though. I actually don't know. Oh, okay, wait, how many chests is this? This is 884 chests. Oh, plus whatever extra, because I didn't count that extra row. Wait, it's filling. Where are these items coming from? Oh, that would be why. It's still a circle. Okay, yeah, no, it's clearly enough. 107 million copper golems. But just because I wasn't directly responsible for killing them, I was directly responsible for summoning them. I only directly killed 1.25 million copper golems. The other 106 million copper golems died suddenly and sporadically. It was really weird. But I was responsible for summoning every single one of these in. So technically, I earned this cape all by myself. And just as a reminder, if I get any comments about this, yes, I know that this probably didn't even count. It doesn't matter. Don't get specific with me in the comments. I don't care. This was more so just a stupid, silly project. Just the absurdity of this number is more than enough to laugh at and just make a silly video about. But yeah, if you enjoyed this, make sure to leave a like, hit that subscribe button, and turn on notifications for the channel. And I will see you next time, where I summon another 107 million copper golems. Take care, and bye-bye.